Yay! Welcome to Trek on the Side, that podcast where we had a pilot and forgot to say the name several times. So, this is Trek on the Side, the official podcast of the UF Planets. I am your host, 307. This month, we're lucky to have two of the UFP's most obnoxious loudmouth users and the CEO of the Roleplay Division. Joining me is KerryMalone. Is KerryMalone?
Is it?
Okay. And
I mean, you didn't introduce me like you said you were going to do. I'm here on sufferance. There was a contractual obligation. You were to introduce me properly.
I've just introduced you as one of the most obnoxious and
No. My agent, my contract says.
Yeah. Take it up with my CO.
Yeah, no, you are to address me as Sir Kerry.
No. Okay. Anyway, the roleplay department CEO is with us, Gostlool.
Hi, Gostlool.
Hi.
Oh, God.
So, please feel free to give a description of your role in the UFP and how long you've been a member on Trek on the Side.
Well, myself, I've been a member since, I think, 2022. Started out the usual way, which is not very active, to be honest. And then I started coming back. I was kind of pulled into the roleplay department by Kiflin, and then very quickly took charge in there. So yeah, right now we're working on a lot of things to get started on a new story soon.
Good. Slight note. Looks like my CO is double face palming in the chat. Oops.
Yeah, I don't blame him. This is like the UFPAC, but just worse somehow.
On Synthahol. So yeah, that's good to hear. Gostlool, how are you finding life as a CO?
Well, not too bad overall. Busy, obviously, but it's a learning process for sure.
Quick, would you rather? Would you rather be CEO of the Roleplay Division or CEO of the UF Planets award ceremony team or production team at this point?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, safe answer.
I like how we just skipped over my introduction.
I was just about to come to you, Kerry, and say, please tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm KerryMalone, the most loathed and hated member of the UFP. I'm here to make sure that 3 continues to look as good and amazing as everyone else seems to think she is. I've been here since 2014. This is my second go round in FEO. I'm currently the head of community administration, which means it's my job to be mean and horrible to everybody, and I'm very good at it.
Delightfully so.
Well, all of us have our skills. I'm also very mean and horrid to Solace, but he deserves it, so...
Well, poor Solace is not yet to defend himself.
I always feel bad for Solace.
Well, I suppose somebody has to.
Well, do you have anything else to say before we get into the Star Trek news?
No, I think we've kept our lovely listener in avid suspense. Let's go into the news.
Star Trek news. Trek on the Side helps to aim to deliver both Star Trek and community news to the UFP. Firstly, Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 4 has begun filming. A photo was recently shared showing Anson Mount as Captain Pike, Ethan Peck as Spock, and Celia Rose as Gooding. Celia Rose Gooding, that's the full name, as Uhura on the bridge of the Enterprise, commemorating the start of filming.
Oh.
Why do you have 3 names, Celia? Huh?
Well, maybe she can afford 3 names. You have 3 names.
I sold my middle name.
You got 3 of 7.
3 is literally in the name there.
Yeah. That of is very important.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Not really a name. It's a designation, not a name, so,
It's your name. Like
Potato.
No, the saying is potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.
Tomato.
Someone want to share some more Star Trek news on Trek on the Side?
I suppose I could. I thought we'd be talking about Strange New Worlds a bit more, but okay.
Well, we are, I think, aren't we?
Maybe. The character posters for Strange New Worlds Season 3 have also been released, with all the main crew we have seen over the past 2 seasons. However, we are still waiting for the release date of Season 3. Hopefully, these mean it will be soon.
See? More
Yeah,
Strange New Worlds.
To be honest, I still have to see season 1.
Same, to be honest.
I mean, I actually enjoyed Strange New Worlds. I didn't think I would, and I went into it knowing I wanted to hate it, but I didn't. But then again, I had the same thing with Lower Decks, and I'm now very, very sad that Lower Decks no longer exists.
Why
It
go
does seem like my cup of tea, to be honest, but like I want to go through it chronologically, and I'm still on TOS. So,
Well,
Right, can I just raise a point of order here for a moment? Gostlool, before this podcast, said, ooh, guys, I have stage fright. I don't know how to speak. Now he's just here, speaking loads. God.
You're not bullying people.
I had stage fright while we was doing the warm up. All right, I didn't know what to say.
Oh, okay, just doing the warm up.
Yeah, so the warm-up warmed you out of your stage fright, yeah?
I suppose so. Yes, which is good.
It wasn't the intense teasing and flogging that came from 3.
I mean, I wasn't teased. You were, for sure.
Yeah, well, 3 bullying me is just a staple part of the normal BAU activity around here.
It's just part of life.
Gostlool isn't a member of my staff, so it'd be wrong to bully him.
Am I really a member of your staff?
I'm Fleet Admiral. You're a member of FEO. Yes.
That doesn't really make me staff. That just makes me a member of...
Staff.
Yeah, I'm not staff.
Anyway, Gostlool, would you like the honours of rounding out our Star Trek news?
I would for sure, because production has wrapped on the audio drama Star Trek Khan, starring Naveen Andrews, best known from the TV show Lost. The audio drama follows the events on Ceti Alpha 5 after Captain Kirk left Khan stranded there and will release later this year.
Interesting.
They haven't done an audio drama, have they?
Have they not?
I've never heard of one.
I've not heard of an audio drama. Usually it's like TV shows or spin-off things, but it's not usually audio dramas.
Or, just books and stuff. But, like, no, I've never heard of audio stuff.
Well,
I know,
CBS
obviously, they're audio
books.
Books.
Yeah, I know they're audio books, but they're usually just like Stephen Fry reading a pre-written book.
Stephen Fry.
And CBS Paramount have an awful history with regards to the Star Trek literature side of things, in that they will deliberately approve scripts that completely overwrite any other books that have ever been written.
Yeah. Well, we're now into community announcements.
Are we really going to be doing these weird, strange
Stings?
sound effects?
They'll probably change every time because I won't remember what I did last time.
Well, that's about right.
So would you like to take the first one, Kerry? Or Gost? Whoever?
Gost, you can go first this time. We'll go in reverse order.
All right.
Well, I'm definitely taking the second one, so you know.
All right, well, then I'm not reading anything. So
Okay, then. Don't read anything.
I won't.
Fine.
Screw you.
Lads, I'm just going to start.
Lads.
Yes, lads.
Ooh.
Everyone's a lad. My mum's a lad. Everyone.
I'll show you a lad. Come outside, eh? Huh?
I will. I don't know where, but I will. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm being northerned to death.
Anyway, Ayame Matsumoto has joined the Star Trek Online team as a personnel officer. I wish them very much luck in their position and hope they enjoy it.
Yes.
Very much luck.
Have a good journey into the road of volunteering. For some reason my brain could not think of the word volunteering there.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Harsh.
True.
But now, Eagles is going to have to dig out his UFKC flares for a moment, because Sunfire will be standing down from Starfleet Academy as the CO and taking a break from volunteering. He has held the role of commanding officer for around 2 years and has been a part of SFA for around 6 years. This is a notable achievement and one which we celebrate. For his hard work and dedication to the UFP, we are giving Sunfire a promotion to Admiral to say thank you, and we look forward to continue seeing you around the community. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sunfire.
I'm getting some UFPAC vibes here. It's really nostalgic.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you worry. We'll have one again in summer.
Yeah, I know. I won't be hosting that, though.
Don't you?
No, I won't be.
Oh, okay.
I'll be busy.
Got it. I'll probably be hosted now.
Yeah, you usually do.
Kind of your role, innit?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the one department where I get to pretend I'm a CL4.
for those who don't know, 3 genuinely has a CL4 role in the UPT team as a host. That is her actual job. If you go and look on her profile on the website, it is actually there. She's not making this up. It's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Eagles is genuinely her boss.
Yeah. Which makes UPT meetings very awkward.
Well, you just make any meeting very awkward. It doesn't matter whether you're staff or in charge.
That sounds like what I do.
No, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, 3 has a certain set of skills. They're awful, but she has them.
I am very good at many things.
Just none of them are very good things.
Apparently people enjoy me hosting things for some reason.
Well, people do tend to be quite, sadistic to themselves. So I believe it even has a technical name, masochism.
Oh, I just thought I only had imposter syndrome.
Why are you the imposter?
Because I am.
Quickly, emergency meeting.
We're not allowed to play soundboards, otherwise I'll be playing the sus
Oh.
noise right now.
Yeah.
But if I play a soundboard, Eagles will stab me.
Eagle.
Oh, yes, please
sound.
use your sandboard.
Nope.
So, anyway, let's get to our main segment.
I managed to finish the grid.
Woo! Well, you can go first then.
I could go first. I don't know how I'm doing it. Just posting it in the chat here.
You want me to go first?
Yes, please.
This is a totally unique idea that I stole from another podcast. Here is my 3x3.
Oh, mine doesn't look anywhere near as good as that.
This is good. Okay.
I am looking at this and I see several things that are like I was thinking of that as well.
Oh, do you want to ask me any questions on them, or shall I just go through it? Because obviously we've got the Miranda class, obviously. We've got lower decks.
And what exactly do you like about the Miranda class that much?
The Miranda class, well, it's a very versatile ship, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Like, and small and nimble and does a bit of everything. Like a Ford Fiesta.
3 has a pink one in STO, just for everyone's awareness, if you didn't already know.
I think anyone who's been on the forums would know.
Well, no, you've changed yours to the
Oh, I haven't.
California with the rainbow now, so if anybody's joined in the last few years, they won't have seen the pink one.
Yeah, I want to see the pink one.
Well, it's still in the PSD.
Yeah, but people can't see the PSD unless they join the community graphics team.
Maybe they should join the community graphics team.
I mean, I think they should too.
Yeah.
When you see my grid, I think you'll understand why I should not be allowed anywhere near that department.
Bear in mind, I lead that department, and when you see mine, you're going to cry. So,
I think this is going to turn into a bit of a competition here.
I mean, how you two could lose to somebody who's Comic Sans? That's a point for Comic Sans right there. So, moving on is Lower Decks, because it's Lower Decks, and it's great to see another perspective on a ship. Followed by Badass Janeway, the Janeway who has a tank top and just goes around the ship, because that's the best version of Janeway. Similar to her Year of Hell Janeway.
That definitely made me crush on Janeway when I was younger.
I see. In a Pale Moonlight, great episode, great monologue. I assume that's not a very hot take.
I don't think so.
what, In a Pale Moonlight? That's a really good episode. What are you on about?
I know.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Right there.
It's brilliant because it's one of the few times. Bear in mind, DS9 came after we've had TOS, which is all Captain Goody Two Shoes, and then you had the Next Generation, where it's Captain Picard who's moralizing across the universe, and then we have Captain Sisko, who is by far and away the most deep captain because he isn't just moralizing across the galaxy. He's actually got some depth, and he's actually got a I will do what it takes to succeed mentality. And he'll do the dark things that need to be done to get the things done. And, he did a dance with the devil in A Pale Moonlight. It reminds me of the one where he nuked a planet just to get to the marquee traitor guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
So you do like Janeway?
No, I don't like Janeway.
But, I mean, she resorts some very dark things.
Yeah, but only towards the latter end of Voyager's season runs. In the beginning, she was quite uptight and obnoxious. Wasn't until like season 4 she got better.
So in the beginning, you saw a bit too much of yourself,
I mean, I freely admit I walked slam pluff dumb into that, so...
Yeah. So, the fifth one, 7 of 9, which is where I got my name from, Clear 7, because I liked the idea of Liberated Borg, and she was my favourite character in Voyager. Then it's the Excelsior class, because who can't like the Excelsior class?
Yeah, I quite like the Excelsior class.
I
suppose I understand why you like it, because you like the Miranda and the Excelsiors, and it just like an abused workhorse. It just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
Kind of like yourself.
Wow. I mean, I know that was supposed to be a burn, but it actually works.
Hey, it's a kind burn.
You'll get better at this, Gostlool, don't worry. Then it's Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah,
Every character is just Jeffrey Combs in every series.
Yep.
He's every character.
Yep. The only good thing AI can do for us is to bring Jeffrey Combs back. We need Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, he always play it great. I love his characters.
Front FCA is my favourite. Who's your favourite Jeffrey Combs? Answer in the comments down below.
I mean, being the Enterprise fanboy that I am, it's Shran.
It's been a long road.
It has been.
Getting from there to here.
8th is Picard's Freedoms monologue. I have a thing for monologue. I really like a good monologue, and I think that was probably one of the best TNG monologues.
Yeah.
It
I think
was.
it's certainly one of the more memorable ones. It's certainly definitely memed a lot.
Is it memed a lot? I know people have mentioned it a lot, but I don't think it gets memed.
The where he's sitting on the chair.
Oh yeah, I suppose that bit.
Yeah, that's been memed, but not what he said. But it has been quoted an awful. It's like an inspirational quote, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would not think this would be out of place in some workplaces where they go like all hard on those motivational quote posters.
I would actually like to work in a workplace where they quoted Picard as an inspirational poster.
Yeah, but it's a kind of workplace where they don't say they're quoting Picard. It's just, the quote on some kind of buzzword.
Can you imagine working in an office where they quote the first freedom taken away, and then you look at your manager and go, well, where's my weekend gone then?
We took it away. And finally, online community, because it's where we all came together. Ah.
Yeah, I liken the UFP to a prison camp.
I mean, prison camps can be fun.
Yeah, Butlins.
I wouldn't want to be in a prison camp in Siberia, but a prison camp on the Bahamas or something. I don't know.
What about a prison camp in Minehead?
I don't know. I'm not British. I don't know where any of that is.
So the Butlins reference is totally lost on you. Oh dear.
It is, yeah.
Oh, for our UK listener to the podcast, I'm sure you will understand the Butlins reference.
Yeah, Solus understands it.
I think he wanted to be a redcoat, until he realised he had to actually engage with people, and then he stopped doing it.
And then he volunteered for the UFP.
Yeah, well, no one ever said he had any intelligence, but
But yes, online communities. For Star Trek, they've been great. Some questionable gatekeeping in some, but, on the whole, I think it's awesome. So, are there any questions you want to raise about my picks?
Well, not specifically, no. Seems like good picks.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think yours are very solid, Jake.
Thank you.
There's a nice variation there.
Now let's see yours.
Oh, good. Well, we're about to go from something that was pretty good and solid to mine.
I feel like this will continue to go down when it's my turn, so,
Why do you think I picked Kerry next?
Oh. Didn't work, did it?
That Square of Doom.heic.
What has
I'm
that said?
assuming I'll get a virus if I click on that.
What has that done?
It's converted it to a HEIC file.
I have no idea what a HEIC file is. It's a picture on mine.
If you know what a HEIC file is, please leave it down in the comments below.
And laugh about our ignorance.
I'll laugh at my ignorance, certainly. Hang on, I'm resaving it as a JPEG.
HEIC stands for High Efficiency Image Container.
Well, that's not very helpful. Here we go.
Ah, no pictures. Great.
I wasn't aware that pictures were a requirement.
I'm engaged with this up.
I thought pictures were a requirement, which is why I worked so hard to get them done while we were talking.
Ah, thank you for making the effort.
Yeah, I made no effort. I might tidy this up for when we actually put this out.
This is live.
I did say to you that, you know, this might need some rework.
Okay. Anyway, let's go through it then, Kerry. Take it away.
Okay. Are we going from the top left to the bottom right, are we?
Hey, start however you want. It's your food library.
Okay. So I honestly had no idea what I was doing with this. I'm not going to lie. So my picks are fairly random, except for the middle one, which is where I started. So first off is phasers. I love phasers. I think they're amazing. All my ships on STO use phasers because I just love the visuals of the orange beams.
That's interesting. I personally prefer the visuals of the anti-proton stone.
See, when I saw phasers, I was just thinking like phaser rifles, phaser pistols.
Yeah, well, I was thinking space, but
right.
I also think the you know, like the compression rifle's really cool too, and obviously the weapons in Elite Strike Force, the original Voyager games, those were fun.
I like the phaser pistol from TOS.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Is that the one that fires the blue beam that goes?
Is it blue? It was orange and stuff. I can't remember.
I have been corrected by the producer. Yeah, I meant Elite Force. Yes, I did.
The squad in Elite Force is called the Elite Strike Force, isn't it? Or is it called Elite Force? I have no idea.
No,
I've only ever played it for the RP and the deathmatch.
Yeah, the tournament.
I was really good at it.
Anyway, next up is Picard, because he's one of the stronger captains of the franchise, in my opinion. Although they did kind of do him dirty with the Picard season. But Picard season 3 was pretty good. I'm not going to wibble that one.
Not seen it.
Not seen it yet.
Okay,
It's on my list.
I won't spoiler it, although the internet's full of spoilers on it. But season 1 and season 2 were very meh. Very meh. They did him dirty on that. But yeah, he's one of my favourite captains. Cisco being my favourite captain of all time, but he's not on this list because the Defiant's on there. And Odo was on there, and I thought it might end up being very DS9 heavy, so I tried to vary a little bit. Next up is Lower Decks.
Lower Decks.
Exactly. I went into it wanting to hate it so much because I was like, Star Trek should not be an adult cartoon. It's Star Trek. It shouldn't be that. But I was blown away with how amazing it was, and now it's like my favourite Star Trek series of all time. And I'm really sad that they stopped.
But for time.
Next up is Odo. He's one of my favourite characters from Deep Space Nine. I know that they tried very, very hard to make him into this sort of stoic, non-Vulcan Vulcan, but he was just great, and I loved his character development through the evolution of the series as it went along, and particularly his tete-a-tete with Quark, but there was that mutual respect that grew over time.
Yeah, Odo was one of my favourites as well. Great character.
Yeah, it was fun.
Next is the USS Defiant, both iterations. It was a strong little ship, or as Worf would say, little. She packed a punch higher than her class would determine. She was just brilliant, and she was better than anything that went before or came after, because she wasn't this super big, clunky cruiser that could do everything and all the rest of it like all the Enterprises have been.
She was purpose-built for war.
She was. That was the point. It was an antithesis to everything that Star Trek had been before or since. She was built for a fight she never actually ended up doing, but ended up doing better at the fight that she ended up in. And
didn't it also have a power issue with the weapons that could rip its soul apart if it went too?
She was, to quote, overpowered and overgunned. Yes, she would blow herself up if she ever used her quad cannons, until obviously Miles O'Brien got his hands on it, and then it suddenly works properly. It's amazing.
Naturally.
It's almost like it was a plot device. Who knew?
Yeah.
Next up is TNG. I grew up with TNG as my Star Trek. Yeah, quiet you. That was on television when I was growing up, so I kind of watched it. Next is the First Contact uniforms. Obviously the grey shoulder with coloured collars. I really like that uniform.
Yeah, the colour tends to be quite subtle. It's not overpowering like a lot of the uniforms where the colour is the primary part. The Voyager uniform's also pretty good for the same reason.
Yeah, I think they became a lot more militaristic in that era, in the 90s. Yeah, they were fairly militaristic, but they were really nice and subtle, and I really quite liked them. Next along is Scotty. He's got to be my favourite engineer because he was just so full of character, and you can't put a price on the depth that James Doohan brought to that role. It's just memed so much and mocked so much and spoofed so much. It's whenever you say Star Trek to someone who's never seen Star Trek, all they think of is beam me up Scotty, or can I do it, Captain?
Yeah. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. Or something like that.
Calibrate the laws of physics, Captain.
So, yeah, he's one of my faves. And the last on my little list is my absolute favourite uniform of all time, is the Wrath of Khan movie uniform, otherwise known as the Reds. They were very used. Why would you hate it? They were amazing.
No, I cannot. No. I do not like it. Irrationally, maybe, but I do not.
Wow. This is our first disagreement.
I will beat you to death with a stick right here and right now if you don't take that back.
I would like to see you try.
Oh. Can I use the soundboard, please, producer? Right.
So why do you dislike it, Gostlool?
I don't know. I just never got a feel for it. I saw it the first time when I watched it, and I was like, I just don't like it. I don't think it's very practical, but then again, most of the uniforms aren't. But, it just felt odd to me, considering all the other uniforms we'd seen over the course of, however many years. It just seemed out of place.
It was,
to me, at least.
It was the most unique of all the uniforms. Bear in mind,
I do agree with that.
Yeah, when you had TOS, you had the ranks on the cuffs, and it was fairly obvious what those ranks were. And then we moved into the pips, and we had pips for pretty much the entire run of Star Trek until we got to pretty much all of it. It's been pips. And then you just had the Wrath of Khan movies for 2 through to 6, and it had the weird rank devices that unless you knew, you didn't know what they meant. But I love them. I think they've got a weird classical elegance to them that really epitomizes the era that those movies were made, which is obviously the 80s. They have a very 80s style to them.
They are a choice.
Well, I think they're my favourite uniform, and I'm going to stand on this point.
All right.
I have no opinion one way or the other.
And Gostlool is just wrong, so we can move on.
I see.
I mean, if you want an over-engineered uniform,
It's like a German uniform.
there is the Admiral's uniform from TNG.
No, oh my god, no. Why would you do this?
That's an over-engineered uniform.
That's a hideous uniform. Why would you remind us of this?
I have no words, really.
It's awful.
It is pretty bad.
And then when they rolled out season 3, they gave them this huge long coat. I'm thinking Admiral Pressman.
The First Contact Deep Space Nine Admiral is much better.
Oh yeah, the Admiral Ross uniform, much better.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we see your picks, Gostlool?
Yes, you may. It's going to be filled with awful takes, I'm sure. Everyone's going to hate me after this, so...
Oh, don't sell yourself so short. Everyone hates you anyway.
Kerry's going into this now with vengeance, wanting to pick something out.
Alright, so... I did not put text, I only put non-aligned, very different size and pixelated images.
I like this. This is great.
In roughly a 3x3 grid.
You would like it because it's eye cancer. No wonder 3 likes it.
Yep. This is actually great. I think you win.
So, to start off with, my favourite engineer is Commander Charles Tucker.
Who's awful.
And I'll tell you why. It's because whereas you may have grown up with TNG, I grew up with Enterprise. And this man is entirely responsible for me wanting to be an engineer. The fact that I then proceeded to do an entirely different kind of engineering, because, well, for one, because spaceship engineering isn't a thing yet, but, you know, that besides, he is why I became an engineer.
Fair enough.
It's all right.
And his buttery smooth fake southern accent makes it all the more better.
I mean, I prefer Reed, but, you know, Trip's all right.
All the more better.
Yes. You cannot hold this against me. English is not my first language.
I will mock you regardless.
That's all right. English isn't Kerry's first language either.
No, sarcasm is.
And then, my favourite game, Star Trek Bridge Commander. It's my favourite game because it was essentially the first game that I played in terms of Star Trek, and I just love the immersiveness of it as I grew up. It's quite an old game. It's at least dated in terms of visuals, but, you know, it still holds up in terms of fun.
Good. Quite a well-known game. From what I understand, it was the foundation of the UFP Bridge Commander. The community, that is, this community.
There's a little history lesson for everyone.
I do believe we'll get to that later as well.
Probably. You in your head.
I may have done, yes. And then my favorite uniform, the Enterprise uniforms, because, you know, for the era, you know, it's the utilitarian, it's the usefulness of a jumpsuit with the pockets and everything. You know, I think it perfectly symbolizes
They're
the
just
era.
submarine uniforms with Star Trek.
I do actually like these uniforms, so sorry, Kerry, you are wrong here.
Well, there's a hot take. Me being wrong.
And where the rank goes on the uniform's pretty good as well. I think in terms of uniform, yeah, it's pretty good.
Nah, best uniform on Enterprise was T'Pol's.
I actually didn't like hers.
I meant the massage uniform.
Oh, that one, yeah. And then we get to, in the middle left, my favorite team song. But since I obviously can't play a YouTube video inside of a image, there's just that splash screen from the Star Trek The Next Generation. I think it's the best team song of all the Star Treks, at least that I've seen.
Okay. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't argue with it. Can, however, argue with what you've got coming up next.
Yeah,
and then my hottest take of the entire evening is my favorite films, which is the Kelvin timeline films, because I had kind of let Star Trek go when I was younger, and when that first film came out, I got, you know, drawn back into Star Trek and rediscovered my love for the universe. You know, I think without those films, I would not have been as big of a Star Trek fan as I am. You know, all the lens glare and everything else being bad, story not the greatest, but, you know, they have a special place in my heart.
I can understand that, but there are some things that we just shouldn't admit sometimes, you know?
I don't care. I was asked to be honest, and this is me being honest.
Well, I didn't say be honest as part of the homework, so, you know, that's... yeah, Kelvin timeline, yeah.
I think Dost is going to get jumped after this.
It is what it is.
It definitely is what it is.
So quickly moving on, my favorite actor in Star Trek, Patrick Stewart. You know, I think he's overall a great guy outside of acting as well, from what I hear. always like hearing or reading about him. So, you know.
Yeah. He started out as a classics actor. A theatre.
He's also got a show with Ian McKellen, I think, where they're just two old gay married people.
I see. I'm not sure. I know he was in a show about drugs, which is really weird.
But I've seen snippets of that on, I think, TikTok, and it seemed like pretty fun as well. And then we have my favorite chip, at least from visuals, and that's the Strange New Worlds Enterprise, the Constitution. Just like the modern look of it, as opposed to, you know, like the TOS version of it.
You mean from the series you've not seen?
Hey, I've seen trailers, I've seen snippets, I have been spoiled.
So you like the ship from a show you've not seen?
Yes. I am going to watch it eventually, if that counts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of ran out of time, so I basically have two favorite drinks. I like wine, so I figured, you know, the Chateau Picard wine. And I like
Have you tried the Chateau Picard wine?
I have not tried it because I don't think it's real, but, you know, I would
real.
try it.
Yeah, it is real.
Interesting.
And our producer is saying that he has a bottle right next to him, which is presumably how he's managing to get through this recording. I mean, live broadcast.
I suppose I will have to try it then. I didn't realize it was real.
So you pick something on your 3x3 that you have no idea what it tastes like.
No, but I always like the concept.
So you're like, oh, be honest, and then now you're just lying. Huh?
I never said.
To be fair, I think his entire bottom row is just he's grasping for straws because he likes a ship from a series he's never seen, and now he likes a wine that he's never drunk.
I also like tea. I drink Earl Grey sometimes.
I drink Earl Grey too.
Most of the time I drink Yorkshire, but you know.
Yeah, that's all right. Patrick Stewart advertises Yorkshire tea.
Well, I don't get British advertisements.
Oh, have you not seen Patrick Stewart's Yorkshire tea advert?
I have not.
I think the YouTube
no.
link is about to be put on in the chat.
I do believe so.
Eagles, play the Yorkshire tea advert now. Wow.
We are not sponsored by Yorkshire tea. Just to clarify, we are not sponsored by Yorkshire tea. This is not an advertisement or an endorsement of this product.
Don't worry, Eagles isn't showing the advert.
He's rolling his eyes. God damn it.
Yeah, he is not. He's not. I'll link to you after this, okay?
So anyway, that's it for me.
Wow. Incredible.
Wasn't it just?
So, what I've concluded is that I had the best 3x3 because nobody objected to any of it.
You also did the most work.
Well, I didn't really.
Compared to me?
I mean, the way you and Gost were going on about it sounded like it took you days.
No, it took me about 8 minutes.
That's about how long mine took.
Yeah, but I didn't do any pictures.
Yeah, I'm not even going to admit how long I spent actually on this.
Probably for the best.
It took me longer to come up with what to put in the squares than it did to actually fill in the squares.
So, what we can gather is that I have objectively correct opinions.
Oh, no, you don't.
Which
You
I
certainly
do
have opinions.
I do.
She's a woman with opinions.
I have objectively correct opinions.
You don't.
Well, no one disagreed with mine.
All right, I disagree with yours.
Too late now, we've passed the segment, because now we're coming on to General Division News. Wow, wasn't that a great segue?
No.
It certainly was a segue.
Thank you.
Just stop praising her.
I'm not praising. I'm being like sarcastically denigrating. I don't even know what I'm saying.
No, you're not. You're just literally. You're just sounding like you're just being a sycophant.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, I suppose, but words can also hurt me.
Well, there you go.
No, poor Gost.
Hey, he volunteered for this.
Mean to you.
He volunteered for this. I've got a gun pointed at my head.
So, allow me to do that sting again. General Division News.
God, it's like open all hours, isn't it?
Our weekly events continue with offerings for Star Trek Online, Diablo, Borderlands, Star Wars The Old Republic, Diablo 4, and Lord of the Rings Online, which is currently switching to brand new servers. Players new and old are welcome to attend any of these events. Please keep an eye out on the forums for full details, and remember, any member can make an event. If you do, reach out to the Discord moderators to sort out the Discord event. This includes reaching out to John Matthews 23 on Discord, who has reminded me to mention that. So they'll put it on Discord for you if you want to make an event.
Or you can do it yourself if you want to.
You can do it yourself on the forum.
They can do it themselves. They can do it themselves on Discord.
No, only subscribers can on Discord.
And anyone who holds a staff title, they can do it. Should be a permission.
Yeah.
Any CO4 or CO5 can do that.
Yeah.
You want me to read the next one?
Yes, please. I'm
Okay.
reading it all.
Why not? Not like you do anything else around here. Since our last episode, Warlord has given us an article looking back on the composer James Horner, a decade from his death. I would highly encourage listeners to read once they have had some time.
Please keep an eye out for our current and future volunteer roles. Many departments are currently taking on new volunteers, including the new Starfleet Personnel Office, who are looking for people to help them get going. If any of these roles sound like a good fit for you, then put in an application.
Thank you. Now for the last part of Trek on the Side's General Division news for UF Planets. Novalance, the head of
Community
Words.
experience.
That's the one. Thank you, Kerry. Has issued the following statement on the upcoming changes to SFA and SPO. As mentioned previously in this podcast, Sunfire is stepping down as CEO of Starfleet Academy. So the statement reads, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the incredible team behind Starfleet Academy for their years of dedication, hard work, and commitment to shaping the future of our community. Your efforts have laid a strong foundation, guiding countless recruits through their first steps and ensuring they feel welcome and prepared for the journey ahead. As SPO takes over recruit operations, we recognise the legacy you leave behind, and we will do our utmost to honour it, carrying forward your standards of excellence and continuing to build on the great work you have done. Thank you for everything.
Oh, that was nice.
It was nice, however, I feel like you should have read this with like some kind of weird, wacky Welsh accent.
Can't do Welsh, Squire.
Also, I also have to give Nova some props. He did keep the words to smaller words so that 3 could read it.
No, that's just because he's Welsh.
I know. Oh, all right. It's not as bad as Solace, but you know, I've met him, so he's nice.
Oh, okay. Well, that's been the general division news. But now, we come on to our final segment of Trek on the Side. The subscriber questions. Yeah.
Oh, good.
First question comes from Louis. If you could meet any character or actor from your favourite show or movie franchise, who would it be and why? Follow up, what makes them special to you?
Oh, I think I can guess for you 3, but
What?
go on.
I was going to ask Goss to go first.
I think you should go first.
Well, we all know who 3's going to say, so you go first because you're probably the wild card here.
Well.
Well, it's Trip Tucker, my favourite engineer.
Actually, no. Oh, I don't know where that came from, but like, no, he's not my all-time favorite character from my favorite show or movie franchise. I'll have you know.
Sorry, I was just speeding you along a bit.
I think Kerry should go first.
I don't.
Okay, I don't specifically have anyone from a favorite show or movie franchise I would like to meet, to be honest.
Character, they can be fictional. They don't have to be the actual actor behind the character.
I honestly have no idea, because, you know, I don't really concern myself with that generally.
Oh, okay. Go on then, Kerry.
I was trying to delay it because I'm trying to narrow down who I'd actually want to see and why, and if it could then be safe for broadcast.
I see.
I think we do need to actually answer this question, though. It's not fair to Mizu. He's actually come up with a really good one, and we actually have to put some work in.
Well, so far we've put some work in as Gostlool doesn't particularly want to see anyone.
And mine isn't safe for work.
Do you not have one that is safe for work?
Well, I suppose I could say Kirito from Sword Art Online.
Right? And why are they special to you?
Well, they're not special, but he's very overpowered, but he's an interesting character. And I do like Sword Art Online as a bit of a controversial take. Most people hate
Pretty
it.
hot take.
Yeah. But if I could be brutally honest, it would not be a male character I would want to meet from an anime.
Right? Okay. How about any character from Star Trek you'd want to meet, Kerry?
Well, that would be either Scotty or Picard, wouldn't it?
Right? And why?
For the reasons I outlined in my stupid grid.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know. I try and get this question to work, and
Well, we all know yours will either be Millie or Alistair.
so, Gostlool,
Yes.
I'm going to force a character on you here. You are meeting Trip.
Oh, God. Okay.
Would you like to meet Trip?
I suppose. I don't think he'd be interested in meeting me.
Maybe,
Well, yeah,
but-
you can explain to him that he was who made you interested in engineering, and then you went ahead and did a completely different form of engineering to him.
It's still engineering.
Well,
You could explain to him 20th century engineering.
I suppose I could explain
think
my
he
little
would-
subfield of engineering, because engineering is a very large
Yes.
field.
I think he would find that very interesting.
Shall we hear your
he's
answers,
weird.
three?
Oh, my answer is clearly Mazakine from the show Lucifer.
Well, okay.
No, it's
Actually-
Alistair
Yeah, I know.
from Has Been Hotel.
And why?
Oh, well, he's just such a dapper fellow, isn't he? He could sit and...
Just a bit of a psychopath.
I mean, have you
yeah.
met three?
you know.
Have you met three at all? Spoken to her? Engaged with her in any way, shape, or form? They're peds in a pod.
What-
I suppose.
What's the
yeah.
problem with... also, he's not a psychopath. He's a sociopath. There is a...
There's a difference?
Yes.
There is actually a difference, a clinical difference.
Oh.
Yes. So, get the terminology correct because,
Okay, so what makes Alistair special to you?
don't know, really. He's just quite funny, isn't he? And he's weirdly one of the few male characters that rank among my favourite characters.
And you'd prefer to meet Alistair over Millie, who's your spirit him?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you're not really going to sit down for a coffee with Millie.
Why not?
Just don't see her as the type that would,
Ah, she sat down and had dinner with,
Moxie, yeah.
yeah.
Her husband.
Yeah?
Yeah,
And she has hung out with her sister?
that's true. Could go clubbing with Millie, I suppose, but,
Yeah,
I'm a
she
bit too old
dances
for that now.
really in, you've been, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to dump into that rabbit hole. Let's go on to the next question from
Alright.
John Matthews 23. Who is the better CL4 from Down Under? Hey Hello or John Matthews 23? The answer is neither.
I mean, I feel like the answer is by default Hey Hello, because John Matthews 23 isn't from Down Under.
He's from New Zealand, so
Which isn't
Technically.
Down Under.
well, it's technically Down Under. It's adjacent.
Down Under is Australia.
It's a Down Under adjacent. It's where the
Wait.
hobbits live.
My guy, I am UK adjacent. I'm not UK.
UK
I'm my
for
own
us.
kingdom. I'm EU, innit?
Well, in my professional opinion, neither of them are better than each other at being CL4s.
And Goss is saying hey, hello.
Well, I mean, by
No.
default.
I'm going to say John Matthews because nifty gifts.
Yeah, I figured. Want to read the next question, UK adjacent person?
I do. From Valerian. How was the UFP formed and how has it ended up the way it is currently running?
Oh, well, there's a dangerous question.
There's a long answers, I imagine.
Yes, and a lot of drama along the way, as all communities have. So, a long time ago, the UFP formed as a bridge commander clan, from the stories I've been told, where it had wars and all sorts. And this iteration is the old curly bracket UFP, because the square bracket UFP split off in the bridge commander days, and there was a battle between the square brackets and the curly brackets.
Who won?
The curly brackets. Us, we did. Do you remember when everyone had curly bracket names?
I think that was a little bit before my time.
No, I think that just around your time. Not sure.
That was 2014.
I think we were still using curly brackets then. Can't remember.
I
Anyway,
think some people were and some people weren't. I definitely wasn't. We did have the planets, though.
yeah, wasn't the in-game channel still curly bracketed? Yeah.
Yes.
So that was that reason. We had a period. The period I remember is under Lynx Mucker,
Corporate UFP.
who designed the current theme that we use. So yeah, that's that bit. And then he stood down. We had a bit of toing and froing in FEO, which eventually landed to me becoming Fleet Admiral. And now I get elected every year by CL5 and CL6.
Just for a little bit of historical context, FEO used to be quote-unquote civilian until 3 took over and made it back into the Admirals Council again.
Yeah, it was Admirals before, and then it went civilian, and then back to Admiral.
So it was the Admirals Council, then it became the Federation Executive Office with civilian titles like President, Vice President, and Secretary of X and Y. And then because FEO had been the designation for so long, FEO was kept, but everyone's now Admirals again.
Yeah, so I think FEO used to be called SFC, which is now CL5. SFC used to be SFHQ, which is, I think, now CL4, technically, but yeah. And I'm the first one that goes through elections. Wow, that's a quick history lesson.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy when you skip over the juicy bits.
Yeah, we're not going to get into the juicy.
No, we're not going to go into juicy bits.
I think that requires 6 episodes on its own.
Yeah, that would be a podcast in of itself.
I also think it would be not safe for broadcast.
Could write it to be safe. It's just that it's usually not a good idea to air your dirty laundry. Let's just say the UFP has had far less drama than most gaming communities.
This is true. This is actually true. I've been in quite a few communities in my time, and the drama here is, well, what little of it there was is a lot less.
Yeah.
We've had some characters, that's for sure, but every place has characters.
Yeah, I mean, you're still here, so, you know.
Yeah, well, I've got to keep you here to keep you humble.
Why would I need to be kept humble?
Because you do.
Okay, I wasn't aware that I was prideful.
Well, now you know.
Apparently, I'm full of pride.
You going to read the next question?
I might.
I mean, you are quite prideful, so...
Oh, I might decide not to. I might let Goss do it.
Fine, I'll do it. The last question, which is also from Mazu. What aspect of your volunteer role fills you with the greatest sense of fulfillment and joy? Well, to answer that for myself, it's something that I mainly experienced back when I was the EXO, in that, you know, when we had the story going and people were actively posting in the story, you know, that filled me with a great sense of fulfillment and joy, because it meant that myself and our staff did our work correctly. You know, people were having fun.
Good. How about you, Kerry?
I suppose for my volunteer role, I'd say it's probably bullying people and making them cry.
No. Let's be honest. Let's be truthful here.
I mean, that is exactly what I'm going to do in, like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Why? Did you get hired into Fab?
No, but you have been bullying me for my correct opinions.
Well, we would objectively say incorrect opinions.
Nah.
Well, anyway, I would say the best part of my job is making sure that the community stays a nice, fun, happy place for everybody, and also to help assist, facilitate things like new signatures, fancy logos, things like that. So, yeah, that'll be me. And what's the best part of your role 3?
Well, firstly, I'll read out our producers, Eagles, who says that his is being able to make shiny logos, especially the Office of 307, which is, I must say, objectively an amazing logo. But for me, well, mine is doing nothing. Ha 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 ha. Joke, fun, ha 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 ha.
Everybody thinks she's actually joking, though.
Wow. I enjoy shaping the UFP to be something that people can come to and enjoy. I take everyone's ideas on board, see if they make sense, and then have people implement them. I like people being happy, so be happy, and fun will now commence. Exactly. So now we come to the final thoughts and comments. I wish to thank you for listening to the first episode of Trek on the Side, the UFPlanets.com podcast. We hope that you will join us next month for our second episode of Trek on the Side, the UFPlanets.com podcast. Keep an eye out on the forums for a thread and make your own grid of favourite Star Trek things. It says on the screen.
Yeah. Try to make it better than mine.
That's not difficult. Although, I assume you're polishing yours off.
I'm not doing anything.
Oh, you said you were going to put images in.
I just sent everything to Raven, and I'm sure he'll come up with something for me.
Uh-huh.
I'll fix mine up.
Uh-huh. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't want to.
I mean, I am inherently lazy, so...
Sending things to Raven and seeing what he makes of it is also a big part of my CEO job.
Is it?
No, I just like to say it is.
Ah, right, okay. I mean, if it's not, I can have it added to your responsibilities.
Would that therefore imply that Raven is a permanent feature of the RPD?
I guess so.
Well, he is the lead sim officer.
Oh, right. So, yeah, you are his boss.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I'm Eagle's boss because he works for Community Graphics.
Uh-huh. And I'm your boss.
Yeah.
My
making airplane noises.
Boss is possibly a strong term, I would have said.
Yeah.
Annoying gnat might be more accurate.
No, I'm not your exo.
Yeah, that's just fair.
And technically, Eagles is my boss.
So really, what we've established here is that Gostlool is objectively wrong.
No, I'm exactly right.
So if we're working on a simple FEO majority, that's 2 members of FEO voted in favour. No other members of FEO voted, so Gostlool, your opinions are invalid?
I see how it is, ganging up on the poor Dutchman.
That is how FEO votes work.
You can't see this, but I'm shaking my head in disbelief. I'm disappointed.
Oh, imagine how sad we are for you.
Yes, I'm sure you'll play the world's tiniest violin for me.
Yep.
Yeah, make that happen, Eagles.
World's tiniest violin somewhere, somehow.
Every time I come here, I am abused.
No.
And yet you keep coming back, so what does that say about you?
Take it up with my CEO. He'll then have to take it up with Fab. We'll then have to take it up with me. Okay, yeah. So, our gold supporters are Bedders, Bridger, Brit Surfer, Chi, Daily Dose of Sam, Fensmith, Hectu, Yusaku, Legate Imperator, Morris, Valerian, Warlord, Zanti, and Zach. Thank you for being gold supporters.
Our silver supporter is Mizui. Thank you for being a silver supporter. Our bronze supporters are John Tenix 2, Miles, Mikama, Silic, and Von Luden. Thank you for bronze support.
And our server boosters are Bridger, Daily Dose of Sam, Jammers195, Jester Smith, Koala, Minnow Raider, Stormy, Sunfire, 3 of 7, and I'm not on the script, but I am a server booster as well. Thank you to all of you and myself, I guess.
Don't think you were when I added the things on. Sorry.
No, I did that this morning.
I see.
He tried to be sneaky. Should probably actually check to see if he is actually.
Yes, he is. So, that wraps up Trek on the Side, episode 1. Hope it was better than the pilot. On episode 2, we may only be joined by one obnoxious loudmouth. Me. Thank you, everyone.
My God, is that an hour of tree rambling?
An hour of tree rambling?
Now, there should be 2 guests. I'm just saying that it should only be one obnoxious loud person. Instead of Kerry being here as well.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, but
I mean, I can't.
Aren't you the permanent host? So aren't you joined by no loudmouth people then?
But hang on, didn't you just say that a tree would be rambling for an hour? Not three, a tree.
Can we just
Look,
slowly
cannot-
wind the
I
volume
cannot
down
s-
at this part, Eagles?
I cannot say the TH sound. It's tree.
See? You're just as wrong.